Hello, good afternoon viewers. It's the 29th of November 2020. Don't forget, photography in a public place and a public space isn't a crime. Badgers shouldn't grant extra rights. And basically, we're on Seymour Road in Scarborough, North Yorkshire. I'm on a public pavement. There's the tree line. And I came across this when I was doing a couple of bits and pieces for shopping. And there appears to be 10 staff in high vis. Don't know if that's 2 meters apart, but I'm not entirely sure. There's another 2 there. So I think this is another COVID testing station. A really bare bones skeleton outpost. I think people just drive in, and that's the end of it. So you might remember we've also filmed the other COVID testing centre at William Street car park, and basically there's about 10 staff here. 10 staff. So if each one of them's on minimum wage, it's like £100 an hour, isn't it? So each one's on £10 an hour, give or take, on average. So it's interesting now that I've started filming. See, I was by the tree line for a few minutes, and everyone was stood in a huddle less than 2 meters apart, and all of a sudden you stick a video on, and all of a sudden everyone's in formation doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's a little bit of a strange affair. It's like you only care when someone actually pulls us up. So it's interesting that I don't think these people appear medical qualified. You must be able to just swab and do the test yourself. But again, it's not running at capacity. It's quiet. Now within my YouTube channel, this will make about the 139th video or something. So for me, this is a normal exercise. I do this quite often, particularly when they're topical pieces. And there's this whole interesting sort of thing that's going on. But basically, I've got her over there. So yeah. So we've got. Alright, bud. What? Sorry, bud.
Doing alright?
Yeah. Doing alright.
What's the filming for?
What's what?
What's the pictures for?
I've just got my own channel, bud. I take pictures and videos of topical interests and things that may interest other people. So it tends to be, it's either Brexit or the environment or Black Lives Matter or this.
Yeah.
So it's
like a YouTube channel.
Yeah. I've got one of them. I also write a couple of articles and blogs and stuff like that. So
Alright, mate.
yeah, I take over.
No worries. We were just wondering what was going on.
Yeah. It's no worries. Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to anyway. If it's okay, you're right to just blur out any faces, number plates.
Yeah. I tend to do that anyway. And I don't really zoom in close enough to get the license plates. But everyone's wearing a mask anyhow, so blurring them's not exactly a difficulty either, is it?
Anyway, just because we've got a policy with the company that we just ask anyone who's taking pictures.
Yeah. I get that you've got a policy, but it does conflict the fact I am stood on a public pavement, and it's anything I can see from public view. So it's.
I mean, obviously, we're not telling you to.
Oh no! I get that. I get that. In fact, if anything, of all, I mean, the Scarborough lot in William Street car park, I did this about 3 weeks ago, and they said similar stuff to yourself. So it isn't necessarily a bad thing you're doing. Have you seen the other ones though? Have you seen the other audits that have been done in other towns? They haven't gone so well. The one in, did you see the one in Bournemouth? The one, he had an orange high vis on.
Right.
And he was a guy similar to me, recording and reporting what resources he could see. So basically, he was reporting on facts.
Yeah.
And the guy in orange threatened to tear his head off.
Oh, Jesus.
And the guy was stood on a public pavement just like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Now, I know what you're thinking, busybody, this, that and the other, but I've had the same training you guys have had.
Right.
Been in the sector for 2 decades. I got a law degree in my back pocket. I just finished it at Coventry. So it's not like I'm winding anyone up or I'm shaky with the law here. It's a case of...
It's just a little bit, you know, we're just wondering what is going on. We're not
Oh, yeah.
stop or anything, but
Yeah, you can be cute.
if you do manage to get the focus enough to get anyone's faces or numbers.
Yeah, but this is why I'm about 20-30 yards away, so I know that I can't zoom in enough, and it never quite picks it up right anyhow.
No.
But no, it's topical. What's interesting is there's not a lot of people that are covering it, because I keep hearing that you're maxed out to capacity, but every time other people do it from Leeds, Doncaster, Coventry, Hastings, Southport, Portsmouth, they're always kind of empty, including the one at Scarborough. I did surveillance on it for about 3 hours and you had like 4 people in.
Right.
But we were told that there's 1,200 tests a day being done.
Yeah.
But I don't see how 4 in that 3 hours or so works out. So
I feel like that 1,200 number might have been come from somewhere else potentially.
probably the other villages like Horsker and
There might
Ayton
be
and
an
all,
accumulation.
probably all, maybe even Whitby as well. So if
Yeah.
you've got one there,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, it's nothing malicious. I just want to document it right.
Yeah.
So basically, before I came up, I counted how many there were of you,
Yeah.
the cones and all the rest of it. So that's basically just it, really.
Like you use the phrase, we just ask you just to keep safe.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want you to get in any danger by coming up to the site.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep yourself safe there, I think.
Why don't they do, if it's that deadly a disease, why don't they do this in the hospital or do it in the car park of the hospital? That way you could maybe put more fencing up and make it a bit more private. Why did they build outposts?
I think
It's an economy of scale more than anything.
Yeah.
There's so many tests having to be rolled out in so many parts of the country. And like, for example, some of the places we get sent, obviously the reason they're looking a bit quiet, for example, we have places out in the moors and stuff that are a bit more rural.
All right.
Just to allow people who maybe can't get as far to get a test, to get tested.
It's interesting that some of the outposts, some have got the Harris fencing and then they've got the canvas over. Find that interesting, but then others don't. They just have the Harris fencing. So does it depend on your assessment then? Do you look at it and think to yourself, do we need the fence?
I don't think it's not so much for a privacy thing, it's more for a shelter thing. If anything, we don't
Yeah.
walk inside when we got people who haven't come in a car. It just means if it's raining or windy,
Yeah.
you can get out of the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because people have to, the William Street car park one, people park up and then they walk in, and then there's the tents and everything. So that gives them that privacy. And then you do it in the porta cabins, don't you? So no one can really see anything anyway. So yeah. So are you just kind of just backing the William Street one up? Are you just trying to get more people as they're going out of town? Is that the plan?
The more sites we can get us on, the better, to be honest. I think the more people we can get a test, the more for it, you know.
Will if they roll out the vaccines, will they do them in places like this, or will that have to be hospital jobby? You don't know that.
At the end of the day, I'm sure that's surprised to hear that cases that you see out on the sites and whatnot to make decisions. So we can only tell you what we're doing here today. I wouldn't like to sort of speculate.
Have you been busy?
We have absolutely been, yeah.
Would you be able to tell us the average of how many people come in, like every hour?
Sorry, we're not allowed to.
It varies. Are you only open 9 to 5 then?
So this particular site today is open 11 till 3. Majority of our permanent setup sites, like the walk-in site, are open from 8 till 8.
Yeah.
Just because that allows people to get tests regardless of when they're working, that kind of thing. So some sites depends what they need at each location.
No worries. So good stuff. Bet it threw you back when I threw the door badge out, didn't it? Bet it threw you back when I pulled the door badge out.
I'm sorry we can't tell you more. It's just
Yeah. Well, there was one I went to. It was near Leeds. I was dropping someone off. They needed an operation. They were still on the list, thank God. And I did something similar there. And there was two fellas similar to yourselves, and they weren't as polite as you. They came over real nasty and all the rest of it. And then he turned around and he said, "We don't talk to the likes of you people." So then I pulled my badge out, and I was like, "What? No courtesy, nothing the same." So I've done the same training you guys have done. If anything, I did it pre-SIA. I've been in the sector for 2 decades. So yeah, so I'm being serious. I just finished a law degree off. So now I'm just trying to figure out what do I fancy doing. I mean,
like I say, you understand what you're talking about, not more than we do. So just trying to be extra careful.
Yeah. It's
Don't want to come out and say anything because like
Yeah.
I say, but you're well within your rights to film here and ask you
yeah,
some questions.
and these things don't take long. They're only about 10-15 minutes, and then that's the end of it, really.
We appreciate you being polite about it, Brandon. It's going to be
Yeah. I try to be cordial. My mum raised me that way. There's, you know, I do agree that. I mean, I actually criticise other auditors for being rude and being aggressive. I criticise them for not doing it, in the manner that it could be done.
no need for it.
No, I think if there's a constructive dialogue both ways, I think it will be positive. I think this has been a positive thing today between us. I think it really has. But I think what happens is, I think there's. Have you seen the protests in London? The anti-lockdown stuff. There's more. People are starting to really sit down because they've got the spare time. That's the problem. They've got the spare time and they're thinking about this and going, is this right or wrong? Is it weighing up or not? Because if it's that deadly a disease, why do the kids get to go to school? Why do I have to stand outside for Aldi for 20 minutes in a line with 24 strangers?
These are questions that need to be directed at people who make these decisions.
I can't even answer the question. I don't really know either. And
You've got a law degree. I mean,
well, I try and follow it as much as I can, but it changes nearly every 2 days, so I can't keep up. I'll be honest with you, I'm probably just as lost as you are today. So no, that's about it really.
right, well, I've just got to sort this courier out, but you can nice and
Yeah, it's no worries. You stay safe, guys. All right, thanks for popping over and being polite with it. Cheers. Take care. Yeah. I'm wrapping it up, bud. I'm wrapping it up. It was just 10 minutes or so. I attach it.
If it's okay with you, something just trying to blur out any faces.
Yeah.
You won't try.
Well, it won't take long. We've only got your eyes to do. It won't take long. All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for that. So yeah, they were polite enough. I'd say they've passed that. They're quite helpful and cordial. It's another Serco van, as you can see. You might be able to see it. Serco. There we are. Well, that was it, guys. It's very quiet now. No one coming in. It's that deadly a disease. Everyone seems quite relaxed. You've got people just chilling around near cones. There's no plastic bubbles. People chilling out on the chair under the canopy. So there's the bin and the testing kits. So alright guys, thanks a lot for that. Take care of yourselves and each other.